Welcome to my Hebrew channel, Mielabraik. I'm looking at Psalm 37, verse 20. This verse represents the Caph, or the Caph starts this verse out. So the Psalm 37 is acrostic. And generally, they take two verses for each section, but this time around just one verse. And the verse is entirely dedicated to what happens to the evil ones. The evil ones, in the end, they are finished off, they're blown away like smoke. They're out of here. And so very, very descriptive section. And the entire psalm is quite descriptive, but this is most certainly a very descriptive thing of what happens to the evil ones. Begins with a key, because or since. Since it begins with a key, we could relate it to the previous verse. And the previous verse was a beautiful verse saying that the people who are of the Lord, the tamamim, the ones who are honest, the ones who are upright, the ones who are upstanding, they are never going to suffer from hunger or famine. The Lord will provide for them. But then here in comparison, because so ki reshaim, the evil ones, we've seen this one already numerous times, both plural and singular forms. This one is the plural. Ki rashaim yovedu, they are destroyed. They will be destroyed. So this is a very powerful description of what happens to the rashaim, and the destruction is complete, just like burning things in a fire. It's all gone. The flames of eternal damnation are probably also, that's where it's going in the end. But ki reshaim yovedu, and this is then yovedu. Incidentally, there's revia right here, and I think that hooks up with the mugrash. So this is the only revia mugrash we're going to have in accenting. I was looking for other ones here, but it is just like I said at the introduction, it's just short verse. It's just this section, that section, and then this one. There's only three pieces to this particular verse, verse 20. So kerashaim yovadu. Yovadu is will be destroyed. It's a prefix form with the yod right here. And abed. Now, incidentally, obed as Aleph Bet Dalet compared to Ayin Bet Dalet. Ayin Bet Dalet is to serve, and Obed Dalet is to destroy. And in fact, this word went a long ways with one of the titles that Satan carries, Abaddon, the destroyer. Okay, Abaddon. That's with the Aleph Bet Dalet, and then with an emphatic nun at the end. Okay, so Abaddon, you have the destroyer, who is Satan. The word derives from bad, to separate. When you separate something out, you separate the branches from a tree. You use the branches to carry the sides of the ark, and you have the badim then, because the branches have been broken away from the tree, and then you can carry them. Breaking something away is also labad, in other words, being alone. It's not good that man be alone, lebado, his loneliness. He will be destroyed if he stays lonely. So, starting there from Genesis, one of my go-to verses for defining Bet Dalet. So, Vadu, and they will be destroyed. They will be totally wiped out, and come under the attention of Abaddon. The destroyer will be after them. So, ki reshaim yavadu, they will be destroyed. And the enemies of, so this is oyev, oyev. Some of the apps try to pronounce this one, but oyev. I'll just keep it. I'll keep this one quiet, or a silent shava here. Oyev, the enemies of. So this is a construct, plural, of enemies of Jehovah, and the enemies of Jehovah, kikar, as precious, or as glory, as wealth or value, karim, of the orchards. So they will be destroyed. And in other words, the word destroying here is what happens to them, like what happens to orchards. And it's incidentally, we do have a bit of a translation challenge here. And the reason is that kar also means cattle, means fat cattle, and so and the fat cattle of the orchards, or the fat lambs of the orchards. So when we're talking about smoke or being destroyed, when they're sacrificed, they're destroyed. In fact, nothing's supposed to be left over. the when you sacrifice a lamb, eat the whole thing, and whatever's left over has to be destroyed in a fire. So that's one way of looking at kar. I prefer to use an approach based a little bit on the more clear part of the passage, which is asan, that is smoke. Okay, asan's very clear, even in modern Hebrew. You go to a gas station, there's a big sign on the wall that says, "Lo ashan," don't smoke, no smoking. Okay, ashan, like smoke. When you take smoke and then also run it in parallel to this one, that is the glory. And incidentally, the word glory here, I would say, I picked that up also from the Septuagint, the doxa that's mentioned in the Septuagint. And picked up on the doxa, or the valuable things of an orchard, karim. Now, karim is I take it as from, I used to work or did some archaeological work in Ramat Rachel. Ramat Rachel in ancient times probably was identified with Beit HaKerem. Okay, Kerem. Kerem is an orchard, and I like to see it as orchards. Now, orchards, as anyone who's lived in the Middle East knows, during the rainy season when there's lots of water and stuff coming down on that orchard, it's green, it's beautiful, it's a great place. The dry season sets in, everything dries, the leaves fall off, the orchard goes into dormant state, and all of the debris and stuff is collected to a safe place and burned. Boom, done with. Burn it off, and burn off whatever you can. Be a little careful you don't burn your trees along with the debris. But so orchards have that cycle of being just beautiful, fantastic, oh, lovely place. But then also when the dry season sets in, they look very devastated, look very dead actually. So I happen to live in a part of Mexico where that's the same thing happens. You have the rainy season, everything's nice and green. The dry season, everything dries up, and that's that point where the local farmers will burn their fields and nothing's left. It's very desolate. So kikar, okay, as the glory, as the beauty or glory. Also, incidentally, this word does have a very large range of meaning, and so it brings a bit of a challenge in terms of translation. I like I said, I like to take the simple or the more understandable part of the comparison, which is smoke, and then also bring that back to what happens to the glory of the orchards. Well, it goes up in smoke. So kikar, karim, of the orchards, the plural here. Karim, just like Beit HaKerem. This word also, the Caph goes into Carmel. Okay, that's an orchard as well. Kolu. Now, they are fade out, they finish off in a sense. There's a tremendous relationship here between the well-known Hebrew word as kol, that means all, or at the end. So if you take something that's all or everything, kol, and then use it as a verb, this is what we have here, they are finished, they're all in all. Okay, that's the end of that. It can be understood in a good way and a bad way. This is obviously a very bad way. In other words, finished off. Okay, kol. So it's all done. It's all in, all finished. Kolu. So third person plural in reference to this glory or the things that are happening there at the Karim. Kolu, Be'ashan, in in smoke, into smoke. In other words, whatever was glorifying here, whatever was beautiful, whatever was great stuff, uh, it's gone into smoke. I've been able to tour places which in ancient times were, wow, fabulous places, but modern times they're total ruin. So you go, what a comparison. Uh, that's what happens in this world. Those who are based on the glory of this world, uh, with time, sometimes soon, sometimes a little bit later, but that all falls into ruin. I've seen the works of King Herod the Great. Wow, in his day, he was the biggest, he was the most fantastic builder you could imagine, but it's all fallen into ruin. It's the large rocks are still there, but they're just rocks. So kalu ve'ashan, as smoke. Kalu, they fall away. Incidentally, if we're talking about the end of Herod the Great, did find his sarcophagus up in the Rhodium, and at some point, the Jewish people who discovered the sarcophagus smashed it into a million pieces. So, and probably took his whatever bones or whatever things were inside the sarcophagus, also scattered over the local landscape. So, yeah, the glory of this world can most certainly fade away, and sometimes fade away in a very dramatic fashion. So, kalu, ve'ashan, and smoke, kalu. Okay, again, they fade away. That's those who are the glory of the orchards, those who look like they're great stuff, but they fade away. And in smoke, they fade away. Incidentally, there's a bit of a what we call an inclusio here. You have a Caph starting it out, and then you have a Caph ending it here and ending it here. So your Caph, no, Caph. Yeah, I'm not gonna mix up Caph and Caph, but Caph starts it out, Caph closes it off. So that's in a sense some inclusion happening here. It brackets what's happening here in our passage. So in this world, when we see those who are in power, when we see those who sometimes are enjoying immense wealth or looking like the great green orchards, or they fade away like smoke. Here, where I'm living right now, I sometimes can be following somebody on the sidewalk, and they're running a vape machine, puff 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 puff, and that vape comes out of there. Now, in a cigarette, the smoke seems to hang a little bit further, but on a vape machine, generally it's very short. I suppose in very cold weather, you're gonna see it a little bit further, but but what comes out of a vape machine is very brief and just boom. You spend a lot of money on the machine, you're destroying your body, and the smoke lasts just a little while and it's gone. That's what happens to those who are at the service of evil in this world. So I invite you not to be, not to follow that road, not to be destroyed like the orchards, or be destroyed like the smoke of a vape machine. Dedicate your life to God. That's much more firm, a much more firm purpose to life. So I invite you to serve the Lord, believe in the Lord Jesus, and make something firm of your life. Your life will be firm when you are in Christ. Your life is going to be like smoke if you dedicate it to evil. So turn to the Lord and be saved, because those who don't will be blown away like the smoke. You see the smoke just blowing off and gone and done, and no more. It's done. It's gone. Finished. whatever things evil people have done in this world blow off and have no value left over at all. Not as an example, not as a heritage, not as anything. Their life in the end is totally without value because they weren't faithful to God. So God bless and God strengthen you in this day until the next time.